Happiness is an intangible state. I think that you can become somewhat happy off of tangible items, but it's not going to bring you true happiness.
In your opinion, what is the most accurate measurement of happiness? Like, can it be like material items, or can it be your like state of mind, or how could you measure it?
I think it's a combination of how often like you smile a day,
Yeah.
how often you think to yourself like, wow, I'm like lucky,
Yeah.
Or how little you have negative thoughts. I think
Right.
a combination of all three.
Like gratitude and
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
But I definitely think it's an intrinsic value, not extrinsic.
Yeah. Same. Do you remember the single happiest moment of your life? Or have you already experienced that? And
I
if
don't
so,
think
what
I've
was it?
experienced
You don't
it.
think so?
I've had happy moments, but I wouldn't say I've had the happiest moment of my life.
Does one come to mind particularly, even if it's like equal to another?
When I got the full-time job offer,
Oh yeah.
just because that like didn't totally relax me, but it definitely took some weight off of my shoulders for this last year.
Yeah.
And it's always a big fear to graduate college without a job.
Yeah, especially such a big job.
Yeah, and since I have it in year advance, it definitely helped and it made me happy. But I wouldn't say that my career is going to make me the happiest thing in life.
Gave you a peace of mind for the rest of this year.
Yeah, but it's the only thing I can think of that would make me the most happy. Recently, I can only think of other like big events like getting accepted to college, like graduating high school.
Right.
But my guess would be like the single happiest moment of my life would be like when I give birth to my first child.
Right.
Or if I get a puppy.
Your own puppy.
Yeah.
Are you currently in a happy state of mind? Why or why not? And if yes, what do you think is making you in that happy state of mind? Even though it kind of is like the first question.
I've definitely always fluctuated, especially in college, with my happiness. I sometimes I'll fall into like, I don't want to say depression, but
like
certainly a time that I'm more stressed out and I just like don't want to be around people and I'm not happy, but I wouldn't say I'm unhappy. But currently, I'd say I'm happy because it's my last year of college, so like
and you do
it's
have
obviously
that weight off your shoulders.
I have a job. My courses are easier than what I've taken before because I kind of saved at least easier accounting classes towards the end.
What about like in your personal life, do you think?
Well, Kyle's great. Makes me happy every day. I have great friends. It has been hard this year because, my main group of friends, like we've all graduated, gone our separate ways. But I definitely thought I was going to be a lot more sad than I am.
Yeah.
I think living with you and Brooke definitely helped because I was friends with you guys to begin with.
Right.
So I'd say, like, personally, I'm really happy.
Good. What are some measurements you take when you need to get out of a negative state of mind and into a more positive one? Do you have any like rituals?
I like to treat myself.
Yeah.
If I'm in a bad mood, I'll be like, food makes me happy.
Yeah, food makes me really happy.
I've always been like, I'm going to get myself, like, if I've had a bad day, I'm like, whatever, like, I'm going to get a Frappuccino from Starbucks, or, like, I'll do something little that'll just kind of, like,
pick me up.
Yeah, like, once I have that treat, it's like, all right, I'm done being sad, like, it's time to move on.
Right.
But until I reward myself or something, I'm, like, totally upset the whole time.
No, but that's good, though, that you have that. Do certain places or people come to mind when you think of, like, your happy place, or, like, when you want to just get to this, like, if you're not in the best state of mind, like, people and places, or, again, certain things that just kind of can help you give you a pick-me-up?
Well, I really like my home and, like, my mom.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm sad, like, that's immediately the first thing I want to do is just go home, be with my mom, and, like, especially my cats, it's the weirdest thing. I don't know if this is typical for cats, but, like, if I'm upset, my cats know it, and they'll follow me, and they'll do the same for my sisters and kind of, like, give me that extra attention that I need. So if I were to think of a happy place, it would be, like, sitting in the family room with my mom.
Like, where you feel the safest.
Yeah, sitting in the family room with my mom, with my cats.
Eating food,
yeah, basically.
That's awesome. If you were to envision your life 5 years from now, in your happiest state, what do you see? Where do you see yourself, personal life, career?
I see myself living in a big city, whether it be Cincinnati or not.
Okay.
Still working for Ernst & Young, passed my CPA exam, maybe making
with flying colors.
Yeah, maybe. I don't even care. I just want to pass.
Yeah.
Maybe transitioning out of Ernst & Young into a less demanding career force, depending on what's going on in my personal life. If I want to settle or start a family, but I'm thinking I don't want to do that soon. I'm thinking that I want to like be the Carrie Bradshaw of the downtown Cincinnati.
Okay.
That's my goal.
So, but you want to stay in auditing, or what? You want to get out of auditing, are you thinking?
Eventually, I do. I want to either, because it's, for public accounting, it's such, there's like no balance between work-life.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Well, there is, just like for 3 or 4 months, it's just like you only have work, you don't have a life. And so you can only do that.
Off, but it's still very demanding.
But you can only do that for so many years, especially if you want to have a family. And I just think that like I mentally won't be able to handle that downtime during the winter, especially because it's like you get depressed in the winter as it is anyways.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely have to see how it goes. So I'm thinking of definitely transitioning out of that once I find a job that I like, whether it be going into internal audit, like going into recruiting for Ernst & Young, because I'd love to do campus recruiting. It just seems like they love their lives.
Yeah.
Or I want to get enough experience in my field where I can go into being a college professor without having my PhD.
Nice. Yeah, because you seem to like the teaching right now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then like branching off that wasn't one of my questions, but do you think that what do you see being a career that would make you happy in 5 years?
Oh God, if I were to pick any career that would make me happy, I would be a celebrity stylist.
Oh yeah.
But in the direction that I'm heading in now, I'd want to be in some sort of management.
Okay.
Nice. I like the stuff that I do at Ernst & Young. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Just the position.
I wouldn't have a problem continuing to work there, especially as you go higher up the ranks. You have a lot more flexibility. You can work from home, so that was awesome. That might be an idea for me in the accounting career.
Yeah, it's a big plus.
Yeah.
Cool. So they say that happiness is split pretty even, about 52%. What we inherit from our genetics, and then what we kind of just create in our mind over time. Do you agree with that? And why or why not? Have you personally experienced something that kind of makes you feel, oh, this is my mom's like this, my family kind of made me this way, or is it something that you feel like it's instantly like, you create your own universe, like your happiness is your own?
I initially thought that like your happiness is your own.
Yeah.
Because I've never experienced anything that would genetically affect me to not be happy all the time. Mine's always just kind of been like my own moodiness and my own inability to come over these hurdles.
Right.
But I could definitely see how genetically you could be like to have depression, since it is like medical issue. So I could see that.
And
but I'm really torn. I think it could be also a state of mind too. I think you're only as powerful as your thoughts, and if you continue to think negative, like you have the ability to change your negative thoughts if you put the effort in. I just think that might be inconsiderate, but I think that people with depression might have to reach a higher level than people without depression, and they can't come over that hurdle because they don't know that's what they need to do.
That's kind of how I feel. Like I feel that
I think it's definitely manageable without medicine, but I totally empathize and understand why you would need medicine.
Yeah, and I kind of agree in people who had a much more, just like a more loving upbringing than people who have faced, adversity and like things like that. And so it's kind of hard, like you're more, and you need to get yourself more out of it than if you were just kind of put into a better situation. But so it's a little harder for those people, but it is manageable. But for some people, it's just harder than others.
Right. My cousin just dealt with depression for like 9 months, and like we're related, so we have some of the same genetics. Yeah. But he has cerebral palsy, and that's why he had the depression. Right. So I do think that it's.
So the disease caused him to kind of have his own depression, or is that a symptom of like?
No, it's not a symptom. He just the things that he can't do because of it, like
just kind of brought him down.
All the pain that he's in all the time because of it definitely is what caused the depression, but it wasn't directly correlated. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. which has a bigger effect on your personal happiness? Okay, so genetics or free will, kind of what we were talking about. So you think it's a little more free will?
Will you repeat the question?
What do you think has, on your personal happiness, has genetics or free will kind of been the main ticker for you?
Free will.
Free will, yeah.
If I'm in a bad mood and I, like, acknowledge that I'm in a bad mood, I can come over it. Or, like, if I talk to someone and they're like, hello, I can do it. I've never experienced where I'm in a bad mood and I can't get over it.
Okay, yeah.
Whether it be, like, there's been times where it takes me a while just because I don't want to try, and I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I can definitely, like, if I wanted to right away, I could.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think you've already experienced the happiest point of your life kind of being in this, like, the next couple years, like the next year, college, kind of carefree? Or do you think you're going to be more happy having an established career, having a family, making your own money? Like, or
I think
do you
this
think
is the happiest time.
Yeah.
I think that high school and college and, like, the first few years before you have any major responsibilities are the happiest time in your life.
I've honestly heard more split, but, like, the people that have told me that
I'm
they're
sure
happier
once I'm
after
older,
are older, and they're like, you know, that's such a rewarding feeling being a parent.
Yeah.
You know, being
it's
a
just what you
family
want
provider.
in that time and what you have in your mindset. And
what
right
you
now, I don't want a family, but I know I will.
Exactly.
So that doesn't seem appealing, and that's not something that would make me happy now, but in the future, I'm sure it will.
So, who is the biggest contributor to your happiness? What outside forces? Your boyfriend, your friends, your
my
family.
boyfriend, my friends, my pets, my family.
Good. Puppies.
Food. Absolutely. Animals. Number one contributor. McDonald's. Yeah.
Ronald McDonald.
Shopping.
What is the biggest factor that would put a strain on your happiness? Like stress in school, work, relationships, personal life. What kind of gets?
I
what
personally
gets to you
get
more?
stressed out by finances really easily, and I think that's pretty common. Finances, and
especially for our age.
Well, I get stressed out very easily.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of personality I have.
But you take things more seriously, and you're more serious about dealing with them.
Yeah.
Than most people our age.
Yeah. Like, if I were to get in a fight with a friend, it would definitely affect me more than the friend, because, like, I'm compulsively thinking about it and, like, trying to fix it until it's resolved. And, like, that's the only thing I can think about.
Yeah.
So, like, but I would say the number one stressor now would be finances.
Mm-hmm.
Before I got the job, it's probably schoolwork and then, like, friends and stuff.
So having the job made you more stressful?
Less stress. I would say originally it was schoolwork and then finances and then friends, but once I have the job, it goes finances, school, friends.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, well, that's all of my questions.
Woohoo!
Woo!